Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, everybody. This is Adobe Live, and I am your host, Chris Blackstock. It is 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we are ready to do a drawing painting stream with the wonderful Anna Pers Bräcke from Sweden, correct?
Yeah. Hi.
Very exciting. Yeah, so
Yeah,
happy
I'm
to
super
have you here.
excited.
Yeah,
Yeah, me too.
definitely. So real quick, we just want a few little things. We don't want you to miss our Adobe Express streams. It's right before this stream. Tune in and learn how to implement the easy-to-use app in your workflow with Andrew Hochrattle. Really fun. Andrew's a great instructor, teacher, artist, so please don't miss that. Also, shout out to chat. We got our moderator, Wade. Love you, Wade. Love having you on here. We always seem to be working together. Um, if you guys have any questions for Anna, you just want to shout out where you're from, anything, please join us in the chat. And today, we're doing two artist spotlights. We're going to do an artist spotlight today and tomorrow. So very exciting. Artist spotlight today, about an hour and a half into the stream. If you go ahead and look on the chat in the top right side, there's the artist spotlight tab. You can click on that, fill out the form. You can nominate yourself or somebody else you know to do the spotlight today on the Adobe live stream. So please check that out. Gonna be really exciting. Also, if you're on YouTube, hey, what's up? Welcome. So glad to have everybody on there. And if you're on with us on Behance, you can go to b.net/Adobe Live and join us on the live stream here. Join us with the chat with Wade and everybody else. And that being said, hello, Anna. How's it going?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing really good. So I believe we're going to be doing a boxing still life today. Is that
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Very cool.
So
Yeah, can you just real quick, could you just kind of tell us about yourself as an artist and show us some of your work before we get into that?
yeah, sure. Okay, so my name is Anna, and I'm a Swedish illustrator based in Borlänge. I studied design at the Academy of Art and Design in Gothenburg. I also studied illustration at RISD. And before I started freelancing, I worked as a design assistant for a Swedish fashion company called Kappahl, where I did mostly prints and patterns for kids' fashion. And I also been an intern at Tapeter, which is a wallpaper company in Sweden.
Oh, very
So,
cool.
and actually before I went to into design and illustration, I worked as a social worker.
Whoa,
Yeah,
well-rounded.
fun facts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so like I would describe my work as colorful and playful, dreamy, and soft, meaning I don't have a lot of sharp shapes. And I also think that diversity is very important. So I work mostly in Photoshop, but I wanted to explore After Effects more because I wanted to get better at animation.
Yeah.
So for example, this one. Actually, this one is a dream I had. I dreamt about a burger with flowers in it. It's super strange, but it's the truth.
It looks yummy.
Yeah, it was very delicious.
Yeah.
But I wanted to, learn how to make objects move in like different directions. So this is like these circles are doing. So that's what's like the main reason I did this one. And I love burgers as well.
Yeah.
And then like this one. So this is a gift for clients of the Closer and Closer agency, which I'm represented by.
Oh, very cool.
So it's a desktop and phone background representing my city, Borlänge. And Borlänge doesn't have the best reputation in Sweden, so I wanted to like show it from a different side, like show what we are good at, like music, football. You have like the science center, shopping, like a big lake where you can have like these racer boats. Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So I really liked and enjoyed doing this one. And I also have done like, yeah, and this one is like one of my favorites. It's for an ice cream company called Hemglass. It's like the blue truck
That's so
here.
cool.
It's like it's filled with ice cream, and they go out to different residential areas in Sweden and sell their ice cream. And like when I grew up, we had this we all always bought like ice cream from this truck. So this was like very, very fun to do for me.
Yeah, it's like we have
Yeah.
we have something similar here. Yeah, in
You
America with the
do?
ice cream trucks. Yeah, that I actually,
Awesome.
in fact, I live in LA, so we've always got ice cream trucks driving by and
Yeah.
playing
Do you have
playing
those like,
songs to get your
yeah,
attention.
those little jingles?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's
very
awesome.
similar.
Yeah. So yeah, so this was really fun to do. And the animation in here is actually made in Photoshop. So this isn't the After Effects.
Oh, really cool. Actually,
Yeah.
I recently just did a stream with animating in Photoshop. It's actually pretty awesome. I'm
Yeah.
impressed with how much you can do with it. This
Yeah.
is really cool, and it
But
adds so much to your illustrations. I
yeah,
mean, it's
it's
really
so fun to
awesome.
see it like it comes alive, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have, so this one with the football. This is like the theme for today, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was inspired because I heard like the sports industry is doing pretty well.
Right.
So I figured why not do any like something with that one. So I figured I should do like 3 still lifes of different sports. So this one is the football one, and today I will do the boxing illustration.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah,
I'm ready for it. I think everybody's really
perfect.
already excited about all of your work.
Yeah, so
Biola
awesome.
says that she wishes that her art would come to her in a dream.
Yeah,
It's
sometimes
not
it
bad.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe tonight. You never know.
And Clever Devlin says Sweden tops my favorite places I've ever been to. Wonderful
Wow,
place, lovely people. So,
awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. Like, where in Sweden did you work? Like, did you visit?
oh, Clever, we're asking. So, yeah, wondering where in Sweden you visited. So, they'll
Awesome.
let us know I'll let you know when
Perfect.
they drop
Yeah,
in.
perfect.
Okay.
Okay, so I think I have like a video on my sketching process of the piece
Mm-hmm.
we'll do today.
Perfect. Yeah, a little time
Yeah,
lapse.
yeah,
Okay, awesome. Clever says Umea and Eskilstuna? Probably
yeah,
saying that wrong.
Eskilstuna. Yeah,
Okay.
awesome. It's kind of in the middle of Sweden, I think.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Very cool,
it's not
Clever.
super far from here.
Oh, I don't know if our video is playing here. Oh, okay, it is playing.
Yeah,
Okay, perfect.
yeah. So that's like the basics, like how I start.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have this one. So this is like when I just color it, like basic colors. Like
Right.
this also takes some time sometimes. So therefore I've just, prepared it for this one.
Yeah.
So this is like what it looks like when I start. So I used to just duplicate my layer, and I keep this one just as it is, so I can have it like a color reference. And this one I just used to multiply, and I drag down the opacity, so I can have it as a reference.
Okay, so cool. So you kind of go in there, lay in your base colors, what you want to work with,
Yeah,
and then you just kind of reduce it so you just have it there. That's
exactly.
nice.
So what I will do now is just like block in the colors and do all the shapes.
Okay,
So
perfect.
yeah.
And we'll be working in Photoshop today solely. Are we switching to anything else, or is it just all going to be done in Photoshop?
It's all going to be done in Photoshop. My
Okay,
favorite
cool.
program ever. Yeah,
Yes.
I love it.
It is. Yeah, I do most things in Photoshop, and I feels like I've been doing that for a pretty long time now.
Yeah, but it's like you can do so much in it, I think.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I mean,
Oh,
it's incredible.
yeah. But I also have like a tip, and that I actually, um, what do you say? Um, I got to know it like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't find the words, sorry. But it's
No,
like
it's okay.
this, I'm not sure what it's in English, smoothing maybe or
Yeah, it's a
something.
smoothing. Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It's the
because
smoothing, or it could be a stabilization or smoothing. One
yeah,
of those.
'cause I think it's super, super good, especially when you're nervous as I am today. If you have
It
to
is
do
a
like
nice help.
yeah,
Yeah.
like if I'm doing a line, it can be kind of wobbly.
Mm-hmm.
So you can just turn this on and it will get much better. So
Yes.
that's like the best thing ever if you want to do
Well,
good lines.
I remember talking about it with another artist. Of, it's cool for a few things, right? One, like you
Yeah.
said, if you're having a bad day or you're nervous, you're shaky,
Yeah.
it really helps. Two, it's actually really great because it kind of increases accessibility too to other people who, might have disabilities or any other thing else that might
Yeah.
not allow them to have a steady hand, and they still kind of want to create the art that they want to create, which is really
Exactly.
cool. But
Yeah. Yeah. I
also
think it's
working
awesome.
on a, yeah, like working on a tablet too can be kind of tough because with paper or canvas, you have that friction that allows you to stabilize it a little bit better. And so I
Yeah.
think sometimes it can kind of take a while to really learn how to do these really stable straight lines when you're using a tablet.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree.
So what kind of brush are you using right now?
Okay, so I'm in love with the Kyle's brush.
Okay.
So I use mostly, I think it's called like 4H.
Like a
I
4H
did
pencil?
some, yeah, I have two of them. So this is like the one I have just tweaked a little bit myself. I'm not really sure what I did to it, but I kind of like it.
Yeah.
It's I can just show you the difference. So this, if I wanted to do, because I will use this brush a lot like later in the process. It's a bit what do you say, like grainy or like
Yeah, it's got grainy, a
um,
little bit of that texture.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
it's really
sometimes
nice.
yeah, it is, and it feels like analog, I think,
Mm-hmm.
like if you
Yeah, I
use
was
a
just
real
gonna say,
pencil.
a lot of your work feels like it's been done with colored pencil, which
Yeah, and
is
I really
awesome.
like
I
that.
love that. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was doing like mostly analog before.
Mm-hmm.
So I just went into the digital illustration when I studied uh, design illustration because it saved time, actually. That was the
Oh,
main reason.
completely. That's,
Yeah.
I would say I'd say for most traditional artists, you kind of just end up moving into digital if you're doing any type of commercial work, especially.
Yeah.
Nothing worse when you're doing something and a client's like, "Can you change this, and this?" And if you're working traditionally, you're like, "Well, I
Yeah.
can, but it's gonna take a
It take
while
a
to
while.
redo
Yeah.
it all." Yeah.
Yeah. Because I actually switched when I was doing my finals in my bachelor degree. Because
Mm-hmm.
I was doing a picture book, and that takes some time. And I
Yes.
just had to, figure how to speed up the process.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Okay. So I just want to show you because when I do like, because I'm gonna fill in uh, this shape,
Mm-hmm.
and I really like this one. It's a gouache bonus gritty pencil. It's also a
Mm-hmm.
Kai's brush, uh, and I think I really like it because it has this also this grainy
Yeah.
texture. So I used to fill it in like all the way, and then I will show you um, how I do to make it more like a little bit smoother.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. This is the part where I think some people ask like, well, why would why do you do it by hand, or isn't there a faster
yeah,
way? But
I'm
I
sure it
think
is.
I think sometimes it's enjoyable. I mean,
Yeah,
as an artist, or especially if you've done a lot of traditional, this is kind of how you this is how you color your artwork.
yeah,
Like there's a
it
process,
is.
but also I think seeing the strokes in there adds to that analog feel. So it's
Yeah,
kind of an important step.
yeah, because I really like when you have this analog feeling. And I also think that like one of my signature maybe like approaches or like style is to have these textures, like how I
Hmm.
do my strokes.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
because I'm doing like cross-hatching, like the whole picture later on when I do my
Hmm.
rendering. And that's like just how I always been drawing, like on paper. So it just feels
Right.
like natural to me. Yeah.
Right. And it's nice when you can find a way to bring that traditional process over to the digital and not feel like you're
Yeah.
losing too much, or maybe even sometimes enhancing it, just because you have more tools at your disposal.
Yeah.
But I remember when I first started out digitally, I did everything so it looked like a silk screen because I was so
Yeah.
afraid of my work looking digital.
Oh, you
Um,
were?
I just at the time it just didn't. I don't know. I was like, I almost felt like I was cheating doing
Yeah.
digital work because I was so used to doing traditional work and painting with acrylics and oils, and so there was a part of me that almost felt bad. I was doing it
Yeah.
digitally.
Like you
Now
don't
I
have
can't
to,
imagine
mix your
not,
own
but
colors. Yeah.
yeah.
I totally understand what you mean.
Elizabeth Mock is asking, have you ever used Fresco for your work? Adobe
Yes, I
Fresco.
have. Yeah, I have. But I'm also like doing it in Photoshop because it's like this big screen. Because I have a
Hmm.
Cintiq Pro I'm working on,
Yeah.
and it's a pretty big screen, and I really like to have these like large canvases.
Yeah. Are you working on the
Uh,
24 inch or the 30?
yeah, 24.
The 20? Yeah.
Yeah,
I have that as well. It's really nice once you kind of get that big screen because it
it
kind of
is.
feels like you're on that canvas again, or this big piece of paper.
Yeah. And it also been like, when I was doing analog, I always wanted to have like big papers.
Hmm.
I couldn't like draw on this small.
Yeah.
That's super
Well, it's
strange,
nice
but
because you
it's,
get those big strokes too if you want, or like you really can put your more
yeah,
body movement into it.
exactly. But I just want to show you like my next step when I fill this out because it doesn't
Hmm.
look like even and or anything. So I just like mark everything. I think you can do it like because I'm working on PC, but I think
Hmm.
it's like command or control, and then you just click on your layer. I
Right.
think it's like that, yeah.
Yeah, and it'll select it. Yeah.
And then I will go to like to increase my marking, and I will just do 1 pixel so it get like I don't have these holes in it. Or what to
Right.
say?
It'll expand it out. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I just draw over.
Nice.
So I still have this like grainy texture,
Hmm.
which I want to have and keep. So yeah, that's how I do it,
Right.
like
Yeah,
the
you don't want to lose.
basics.
You don't want to lose that edge. You don't want that to be super clean. You kind of
Yeah,
want to still be that brush, that signature brush texture.
yeah. So I'm going to name the layer. Um, Super important, especially when you have like sometimes like 500 layers. It can be a good thing
Yes.
to keep track of them.
Yeah. Staying organized is an art in itself.
Yeah,
That is
yeah,
for
it
sure.
is. It's like a trial and error. You learn by your
Yeah.
mistakes.
And it's a balance. Sometimes you can over organize and it kind of slows your process down and doesn't make it as fun or as
Yeah,
enjoyable.
that's true. I think that's like what I was so also like with After Effects. Like it was kind of
Hmm.
intimidating.
Yeah.
Like when you first see it. Oh, I forgot this one. I see.
Well, especially with the animation, it's you really do have to keep track of your layers with the timeline, and
Yeah,
it isn't as free flowing. You have to,
yeah.
because every little
It's so
thing can
much more.
really have an impact.
Yeah, it's so much more like technical, or I
Yeah,
think.
exactly.
Yeah,
Hmm. But the results are awesome.
yeah, they are. I would love to be like really good at After Effects. I'm so impressed with like all animators.
Hmm.
So yeah, I just like how do you do that? I don't get it. It's
Practice,
so
practice,
cool.
practice.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
So is this the second still life that you're working on it? Because you did the original one you
Yeah,
did was the football one, correct?
yeah, exactly. And I
Okay.
also have like one up in my sleeve. Uh,
Okay.
it's a
Okay.
ballet. Uh,
Oh, nice.
yeah, so it's kind of a different approach. So I wanted to have that one more like delicate or like romantic kind of feeling, like
Yeah.
lighter.
Hmm.
So for this one, I really wanted to have these, when you get a knockout, because I actually been boxing
Oh,
before.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
And I really hurt my nose. So I've seen all these stars in real
Oh,
life.
yeah. Oh, no,
Yeah.
it hurts. Getting hit in the face is
Yeah.
not a very enjoyable experience.
Yeah. It really, really hurts. I
I
think I
really
got
like this idea. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, no, yeah, I was just saying that I was a bit too like I thought I could do it, like, as I was really new when I wanted to go up in the ring and do the like the real thing. And I think
Uh-huh.
it was a bit too early, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Needed to work
sorry.
on your footwork a little bit.
Yeah, that too. And maybe, my blockings and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I
But
was an
it's
easy
it's
target.
yeah. Well, it's exciting though, like it's something that not a lot of people get to do, and it's kind of
Yeah.
a interesting exercise, sport,
Yeah.
skill.
But it's
Um,
super fun actually, I think. Especially the training. Like it's very
hmm
intense.
Yeah, I
So
mean
if you
it's definitely
wanna,
good for the mind and body because
yeah,
it's like you said, it's such a quick sport, but it's so controlled, you know.
yeah. Okay, so I'm
But yeah,
gonna fill this out.
I love this idea of the sports still life because sports are all about motion and action. So
Yeah.
it's a cool kind of paradox. I like it because when I first read that, I was like, "Sports still life?" I was like, "Oh, okay.
Super
It's all the
skeptical.
gear. It's all yeah. It's everything that is involved, all the items, and so yeah. It's a really cool
Yeah.
idea."
Okay, so I'm just doing a clipping mask to keep in here. Sometimes like my computer won't be kind to me, so you might have to just close this one down because it starts to a little bit of lagging. Oh, now I think it's fine again.
Yeah, it
Awesome.
takes a little bit of time to process.
Yeah.
That's okay. Okay, so now you're in the clipping mask and you're kind of
Yeah.
doing this design on top.
I don't know if I want to have the lines even like, straighter or sharper maybe. I'm not really sure.
Okay.
Because if I wanted to have them more like straight, I just have like shift, click and shift and
Right.
then drag my line and it would get like really straight.
Right. Right.
But at the same time, like the boxing glove is like it's have this roundness. So maybe it's better to just keep it, you know. Yeah, we'll see if I stay with that one. I think so, maybe.
Robert Wennerberg says, "I'm happy there's not many Swedish streamers on Behance." So
Yeah.
he's excited that you're on here.
Yeah, I'm too, but I'm like super super nervous. But everyone seems so nice, and I think I'm so glad that people are asking questions.
Oh
So
yeah,
yeah,
and it's
it's like a
it's
really good
exciting.
community.
It's exciting to see other people work and their process. Um, and it's everybody's here to learn. Right, everybody's really
Yeah,
supportive. It's the Adobe Live community is really awesome.
yeah,
And yeah, there's you can't mess up. You you're doing great. Don't be too
yeah,
nervous.
I also love, seeing other people's processes. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's really inspiring. And you also can get these little tips and tricks that you
Oh my
didn't know
gosh,
before.
so many.
Like for the smoothing thing that I learned, like it was maybe a year ago, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like almost a game changer. I didn't have to redraw my lines all the time.
Right, and it's funny because
Yeah,
it's these things that are right there in the toolbar or right on the menu, and you just never notice them or just never use
yeah,
them. Yeah, I've learned a lot just from hosting. Just so
yeah.
many
I can
talented artists,
imagine.
and yeah, so it's definitely fun.
I mean, it's such a big program, and I think you can do like so much within the program.
Oh yeah.
Um, so it feels like I just, scratched the surface of it.
Mm-hmm. yeah, the fact that we're still to this day the best painting program is for photography.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
that's
pretty
interesting.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool. So you're in the clipping mask. You're blocking it out like you did the glove,
Yeah.
and then you
And
just select it all. Okay.
yeah, because now I'm going to I want to get rid of these ones because I could stay in the clipping mask.
Right.
But when I'm doing my rendering later on, I think it's easier to just have them in separate layers. It depends.
Right.
Sometimes I just keep them in the clipping mask, but sometimes
Mm-hmm.
I will have them in their own layers. So for this time, I want to have them like separate. So
Okay.
I do the mask like the mark all the red in the glove, and I will tighten it up for 1 pixel. Otherwise, the the purple will have this slightly what do you say? Oh, I'm thinking wrong, and now I think no, wait. Maybe it's like this. I just have to check so I don't say it wrong. Okay, so this was correct. Okay, so I do
Okay.
the marking, like I mark the glove, the red one.
Mm-hmm.
I go to the mark and then I will expand it 1 pixel and I will invert it. And then I will have like I will stay on the purple layer and I will just erase this one.
Gotcha.
So yeah. And then it's easier for me to, work with this later on.
Right. It seems like Tilda has shown up in chat and she says hi. She's
Yay!
very proud of you.
Thank you, Tilda. I'm so glad you're here.
Got some friends joining.
Yeah, that's awesome. They're the best.
Well, time is already flying by, and I can't believe it. We're already about 30 minutes into the
No
stream.
way.
I know it's kind of crazy.
Crazy.
We are. If you guys are just joining us, everyone, if you're joining us on YouTube or Adobe Live or Behance Live, we are here with Anna Pers Bräcke. I think I
Yeah.
got that almost right.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah, very talented illustrator and designer from Sweden. And today we are working on some still life sports paintings. And this one is boxing. It's very cool. You can check out Anna's stuff on her website. I believe it's your name, correct? .com.
Yeah, that's correct.
So Wade will go ahead and throw that up in chat for you guys to click on. Also, we are doing the artist spotlight today. We will be doing one tomorrow, but we're also doing one today. So pretty exciting. The artist spotlight tab is in the upper right-hand corner of the chat. If you guys want to fill that out, you could nominate someone, nominate yourself. And who knows, you guys could be on the artist spotlight. So very exciting. And we'll be doing that about 90 minutes into the stream. So yeah, welcome everybody. It's great to have everybody here. We always love everybody on chat. Makes the stream go by so much faster and so much more entertaining. So yeah, please stick around. Yep, looks like Wade has put the website on there, so please check that out. Anna's work is really awesome. Now, are there any plans to animate any of this stuff down the line, or?
Not this one. If I would have wanted to do that, I should have like do the whole glove. Otherwise, because if I want to do like this moving, it will, if I wanted this to move like maybe up or down here, it will just be I have to do the whole glove. So
Right. You have to do
yeah,
the whole glove behind that layer.
yeah,
So when it moves, it's
yeah,
not revealing this half finished
exactly.
glove. Yeah.
Yeah. So just like for also like saving time,
Hmm.
I I just do like this will just be a still
Yeah.
picture.
No,
Yeah.
definitely.
So I think I'll go to maybe the helmet now.
Okay.
I'll just pick up some colors. We will have to be name this one because I forgot. Purple box 2 and the 1. Okay, so then it's time for the helmet.
So you had mentioned, I think, early in the stream that you had done, you were a social worker,
Yeah,
right? So when,
yeah.
so when did you? Was this during your art journey, or
Um,
was when did that happen, or when did you start working professionally as an artist?
yeah. I mean, I haven't been like freelancing for such a long time.
Hmm.
I started as a hairdresser, so I'm a
Okay.
hairdresser as well. But
As
I'm
like we
pretty
said earlier, well-rounded.
yeah, but I'm pretty short, so I had like I started to have trouble with my neck and my shoulders and everything because
Hmm.
I wanted to do like something that was creative, and I was thinking about be a graphic designer,
Hmm.
but I was scared that if I had like my interest as a job, it would like just take away all the fun. So
Right.
therefore, I started as a hairdresser, and then when my back like gave up, like made me just I couldn't do the job anymore, or I couldn't see myself doing it like in within 5 years.
Right.
I started to think, what else should I do? What is like my second interest? So
Hmm.
I'm very interested in like people and like behaviors and psychology and stuff. So I figured I should be a social worker. So I educated myself to be a social worker, and I started to work for about maybe half a year or something, but I got burned out pretty quick.
Yeah.
So I had like this life crisis or life crisis
Yeah. Yeah.
where I just didn't know what to do like with my life,
Hmm.
and I just felt like I was very depressed and had this anxiety and everything. So I figured that maybe I should just try and do something that I actually like enjoy, that I
Yeah.
love, that gives me energy rather than take it away from me.
Definitely.
So I applied to preparatorial art school, I think it's called. It's a
Hmm.
1 year,
Okay.
and I was doing more like fine art and this. I tried out different areas as ceramics and paintings and all that stuff.
Hmm.
And then I applied to the design school in Gothenburg, and I studied there design because I wasn't sure like if I wanted to be a graphic designer or if I wanted to do the fine art, or like I didn't really know. And I didn't know
Right.
at that
Right.
point that you could be like an illustrator, like you can
Right.
actually earn money from drawing.
Yeah.
So I was doing this exchange semester at RISD in Providence.
Yeah. No, it's an
And
incredible school.
yeah, it was so like it's one of the best things that I've ever done, and the
Yeah.
scariest as well. Yeah,
Yeah. I was gonna say, especially for it has great illustration program there as well. Yeah.
yeah,
RISD's really fantastic.
yeah. It was like when I got there, it just I think I just developed and like so much through that half year.
Hmm.
Um, and when I came back, like when I had the one of my first classes, I was like, this is what I'm going to do. Like, this is what I'm meant to do for the rest of
Yeah.
my life. It was just like
Yeah.
I
It's a
can't
good
even,
feeling.
yeah, it
That's a
was,
good
so
feeling.
special. Yeah. And it just like, I got that like fire going
Hmm.
inside, like this is like my life. So then I knew I have to be an illustrator, and it's like it's what I meant to do.
Yeah, I mean,
And
it's kind of interesting, like you had said before, that you were worried about it. If it became a job, it might take away that
yeah,
passion and that kind of that enjoyment of making the art.
yeah,
Um, but I think with some people, for myself as well, I don't see myself doing anything else.
no, me
So
neither.
even though it can be difficult and stressful and sometimes definitely can take the fun out a little bit, but I started to realize that I don't know if I'd want to do anything else.
Yeah,
And
and I'm
so
just
you
like,
kind of, go ahead.
yeah, no, I was just saying like I'm so grateful that I can do this, and because like I have been, burned out, and I had like a normal job, or what to
Mm-hmm.
say. I just know that what I don't want to do as well, because I know if I can't do this, I will like I won't be happy.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
Right. Right.
So I'm just so grateful that I can do this, and
Mm-hmm.
that I get commissions, and I'm just so happy, and I feel like I'm exactly where I want to be right now.
That's
And
awesome. Yeah,
yeah,
that's awesome.
it's
It's a good feeling. And
yeah.
yeah, I mean, that's why
So I
we love
just
having you on here.
yeah, and I just like want to encourage people to, because I mean I was so scared, and for doing all of that. And I mean, when I was going to RISD, I cried for like several weeks before I went, because I was so scared.
Yeah.
But I like do it even if you're scared. Like remember like your dream, you can do it. Um, like I don't want anything like my fears to stop me anymore.
Yeah.
So that's also why I'm here today.
Yeah. I mean, that's,
Yeah,
you kind of have to confront those fears. And
yeah,
it's honestly worse to regret not doing something.
yeah,
And, you know,
absolutely.
because I always say this, and I know a lot of other artists, it's, if you want to succeed, you have to fail first. And
Yeah,
you have to kind of accept that failure is a part of success and it's a part of learning. And it's okay to be
absolutely.
scared, because guess what? Everybody is.
Yeah,
And you could be doing something for decades and still be very nervous or scared when
yeah,
you're working on a new project. So I think it's something you kind of have to get used to,
yeah,
which can be hard for some people, you know,
yeah,
the anxiety or depression, or like you said, but
absolutely.
um,
But I
it
think
is.
like, I'm
No, go
sorry.
ahead.
Okay. No, I just like sometimes I think it helps to, or for me at least, I was thinking like, okay, so what's the worst thing that could happen? Like, what's the worst case scenario?
Right.
And that could be like, okay, someone will laugh at me, or I will just say something wrong, or I will, I was so scared to, because when I had my anxiety, when it was like at the worst, I was so
Hmm.
scared to, throw up. And
Yeah.
and I couldn't go to a store because I was so scared of people. Like I have this social phobia.
Hmm.
And I just had to, okay, what's the worst thing that will happen? Okay, is if I like throw up in the store, and what will happen then? And then I was like, okay, people will think I'm disgusting. They will laugh at me. Okay, so if they do, what's the worst then?
Yeah.
And then it was like, okay, I don't know. Like that's the worst thing.
Yeah.
And maybe that
It's not
isn't
that
that
bad.
bad. Like
Right.
like probably people will help you.
Well, and I think that's the thing too, is we always tend to think of the worst things that'll happen, but
Yeah,
there's a lot of amazing people out there, and there's a lot of helpful
exactly.
people out there, and I think it's hard to remind ourselves of that. But I'm glad that you were able to get into. I mean, people always ask like, should you go to art school, or you know, what's the proper path, and it's different for
Yeah,
everybody. But I do know that going to a school, no matter what it is, you just meet like-minded people, and you meet people that
yeah,
are going through the same process as you. And I think that's the important experience to have. Whether or
yeah,
not
I
that's going to
agree.
make you a better artist in the end, it's a support group, you know. It's
Yeah,
people that are
absolutely.
just maybe having those same feelings. So that's why this Adobe Live is so great as well, because people that are watching this, one, there's an opportunity for community, and two, see that people that have been doing this for a long time are professionals. They're going through the same stuff, and it's
Yeah.
okay, you know,
Yeah,
and it's
absolutely.
kind of part of the process. And you know, I would say most artists and creatives are very empathetic and you know, emotional, and or
Yeah,
you kind of have all these things. So
that's true.
that's what makes you a great artist as well. So
Yeah.
you know,
Because I
everybody out
also,
there, like, don't worry about what's the worst thing, right? It's
yeah,
think about what the best thing could be, because a lot of the
that's a
times
really
with
good
hard work and
advice.
persistence, like, you could get some of those things in your life, and that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. And I also read a book when I had this like when I had my life crisis,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just so like um, comforting, I think, because it just said like, "Oh, you have anxiety. Congratulations, you're a very creative person." It's just like that you're using your creativity like the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have like this, we could come up with the strangest things, or like we have this imagination, but we uses it to like it constrain, just say constrain us, like it stops us from doing
Yeah,
um,
yeah, they could use, yeah,
things we
constrain,
want.
yeah, or
Yeah,
like kind of
instead of like,
hold us back, or
yeah, exactly. So, try to canalize it in a different way. It's a challenge, but it's possible.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's where a lot of your creative energy depends on how you apply it and where you apply it to.
Yeah. Okay. So I think I would just, sorry, wanted to do some changes to my
Yeah, let's
to
do it.
my piece. Because I really like, this uh, kind of sharp shapes here, and also
Mm-hmm.
in the stars. And I think because over here it's pretty maybe too calm for a boxing image where you get these knockouts. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe I would just do these. Let's see. Maybe some. Maybe the shapes on the gloves could fit good on the sack as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll try that one. Okay, so I'll just do some quick sketch maybe.
Yes, I see what you're saying. Kind of add
Yeah.
some of that pattern, some of that work onto the.
Yeah,
Is that? I'm assuming that's like a punching bag.
exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Or sometimes you just come up with stuff when you go. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
I'll, I'll try this.
Yeah, it's important to be able to recognize things on the fly.
Yeah.
That's usually, I think, a lot of doing training, practicing. Uh, you know, the more you study composition, color, those things become a lot more obvious. You don't have to plan them as much, and
Yeah,
they kind of work themselves out as you work.
exactly. Yeah, we'll see. That's the best thing with the digital illustration. Otherwise, if it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't work out, I can just get rid of it. It's super easy.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I was horrible with color for the longest time, and
Me
when I started
too. Me
working
too.
digitally, I think the stress of working traditionally is
Oh,
like you have to mix the colors, to clean up the
yeah.
setup, the whole process to paint, and or you know, even with watercolors,
Yeah.
gouache, whatever, it's a lot of work. And so
Yeah.
it's really frustrating. You're like, oh my gosh, these colors aren't working, or you know, just, and so it would stop me from experimenting. And when I started doing digital, I was just like, oh, I can experiment with a ton of different colors and different
Yeah.
compositions, and that definitely helped me a lot.
Yeah, me too, because I was super scared of colors
Mm-hmm.
before, and now I just love colors. I think it's
Right.
amazing how
Yeah.
they
You
can,
kind of.
set the mood of your drawing, or like
Mm-hmm.
what you wanna depict or like emphasize in your piece.
Yep.
So it's a powerful tool, I think.
Nuria says you are amazing.
Oh, thanks, Noria. So happy you're here.
Yeah, I like this change. This is nice too because it actually leads the eye back
Yeah,
into the composition, into the gloves.
exactly.
It's really nice.
Because otherwise it felt like for the original one that it just wanted to, you know, disappear.
Yeah.
So it just keeps it back round the illustration.
Mm-hmm. And what size do you usually work in with some of these illustrations? And what's your
Do you mean
if
like the
it's
canvas size or
yeah,
what do
like
you
what's
mean?
your kind of like the DPI or how big
Okay.
do you usually work?
I always have like no less than 300 dpi because sometimes
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it will be used for, or so I just wanted to be, sure that
Right.
it will, manage to maybe go up a bit in size.
Mm-hmm.
And I usually I like doing like these square illustrations.
Yeah, the square
But I
format.
also yeah, but I also like doing because I thinking about like if you want to do like a poster or something, like what would
Mm-hmm.
fit into a frame that you can buy on like IKEA or something.
Right. Right. Yeah, so
So,
you using kind of these standard sizes that are
yeah,
easy to yeah.
yeah. But sometimes like when you're doing maybe for commissioned work or something, it can be super fun to do like these different or like sizes or formats. And it
Mm-hmm.
can be really challenging. And I think I really like that. Okay, so I just do this one as well. And if you're too lazy to get your ruler up, you can just use the line over here.
Yeah. So how did you come up with the color scheme for this one? Were you looking at anything? What was the inspiration?
So I often use this like red, purple, pink. I kind of like the
Mm-hmm.
combination.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of my want to go and what I like experience through like my way of being an illustrator. Like what do I like? What kind of colors do I like?
Mm-hmm.
But I also can like really recommend, especially when you're maybe new to colors, want to learn more and just to find the courage to use it. I think Adobe has a really good app. I think it's called Adobe like Create. No,
Uh-huh.
sorry, Capture.
Uh-huh.
Adobe Capture. So
Mm-hmm.
you can like if you're on a walk and you see like this really nice, I don't know, sunset or like this really nice flower or anything, you can take a photo and then you put it in the app and the app will pick the colors for you. So
Yeah,
then you
it's
have like a 5 color scheme kind of.
right. It's very cool.
Yeah. So I think that's a great tool if you want to explore colors. And then because I started with that one and then I just find out like what I like my like personally like.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that's a really good app actually.
Yeah, no, that's a great way, and it's a great way to learn color and kind of how color works together.
Yeah. So what's that
Well,
one?
and like you said too, you can find things that you like already, and then it kind of
Yeah,
breaks it down for you. Okay, these are the main colors that are being used.
yeah. And I think that sometimes like in the beginning when I started, I often used like too many colors. So it
Mm-hmm.
got like this maybe how do you say it? Like not occupied, but it was too many colors. So it just got
Yeah,
like really I can't find the word, sorry.
it
But
wasn't.
it didn't
I know what you're
come it
saying.
didn't
It
was yeah.
wasn't focused. Like the
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes less is more when it comes to
Exactly.
color. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it can be harder to create those focal points or those first reads when you have so much going on.
Yeah. Okay, so I think I have to name this one. Hmm. Oh, I'm not sure what to name this. Uh, explode maybe. Okay, just so I understand what I'm doing. No one else has to understand my names of the layers.
Yeah, as long as you get it.
Yeah. So this is the one like we have in your to protect your teeth.
Yeah, the mouthpiece.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
Super important if you want to have your smile.
Yeah, if you want to save your teeth.
Yeah.
Enlightened Swami says, Anna, thank you for teaching illustration. This is amazing.
Oh, thank you. I'm so happy.
Yeah, it's exciting.
I'm
I
just
mean,
so yeah, I'm so happy that people are watching and communicating. It's
yeah,
awesome.
no, people are loving it.
I would love to know where like everyone's from. Like
Oh,
where are
yeah,
you guys?
definitely chat. You heard it
Yeah.
first. Anna wants to know where everyone's from. Please, please put it in the
Yeah.
chat so we know. Seems like we've got people from all over.
Yeah, I think that's so awesome.
hmm Well, and the cool thing is too is everything gets archived. If you miss anything in the stream, you can go back and watch it. So, and also I know sometimes it's hard with being in different time zones. So I love that it all gets documented.
Yeah.
So you've got Penny Doodles coming in from Pennsylvania in the U.S.
Oh, cool. I never
Aranza
been there.
is coming from Mexico.
Wow. I've been in
Steve
Mexico actually
Festus.
once.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
once.
beautiful
It was
country.
beautiful.
hmm Steve Festus coming in from New Zealand. Hey, Steve.
Oh,
He's always on
what's
here.
the time in New Zealand now? Has to be like
That's a good question.
a totally different time zone.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it was really
Let's
big.
see. 5:22 a.m.
AM. That's
It's early.
early.
It's early there.
Yeah.
Go to bed.
Good morning then.
Yeah.
Because here it's like in the evening.
Is it in Sweden?
Yeah, it's 7:20 p.m.
Okay. Yep. So you're about 9 hours ahead of Los
Yeah.
Angeles.
Because you're in the morning as well, right?
Yeah, it's about 10:23 in the morning here
Wow.
on the Pacific coast.
It's so cool because sometimes it just feels like I'm in the future,
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
unfair. I know when New Year's comes around, you're like, well, I guess there's another
Yeah.
country enjoying New
Yeah.
Year's. We're just stuck waiting.
Yeah. Like when the 2000 came and everyone was
Yeah,
like, oh, it's going to be, nothing will work. Everything will just go black and,
yeah. Thankfully, nothing happened.
yeah. But I still like remember, I don't know how old I was. I think I was like 12.
hmm
But I was so nervous, like if the internet would go down, because it was like, it was so new. We just had
hmm
got it, kind of.
Yeah.
And it was, so exciting to, you could see like what's going on in the world.
Uh-huh.
So,
Oh yeah,
but
it would
it worked
definitely be a
just fine.
bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Biola's coming from is a Nigerian living in Brooklyn.
Wow, cool.
Hey Biola. Enlightened Swami is from Nepal, and it's
Wow.
11 o'clock there at night.
At night.
So we got
Wow.
some early risers. We've got some
Yeah,
night owls.
it's awesome.
Everybody in between. Yeah. No, it's very awesome. Well, and it's cool too because, you know, even if you're on here and you can't speak English, you can see the art, you know, it's its own language,
Yeah,
thankfully, which is helps connect us.
that's awesome. I think that's like one of the strengths in illustration.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I think it's a very powerful tool, actually.
Well, it's, you know, illustration itself, right? Is
Yeah,
everything has a story or a message, or you're trying to portray some type of text or words.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a really communicative art form.
yeah, it is. Do I have the star anywhere else? There. Oh,
Claudie Print My Soul says, working and watching in the background. Lovely work.
awesome. Thank you. What is she working on?
What are you working on,
Oh, here you
Claudie?
are.
Yep, let us know. Adrian says hello. Wondering if you use a drawing pad, and if so, which one? I'm
Uh,
assuming they're asking if it's a Cintiq or some type of tablet. And I think we
yeah.
talked
I
about
use
that
this
earlier, right?
a Cintiq Pro. It's 24 inch. So it's like drawing, yeah, on the screen. So, and when I started as an illustrator, I had these Wacom tablet, like the Inches, I think it's called. Like when you
Oh,
draw.
yeah, the Intuos. That's just you kind of do this.
Yeah,
You're
exactly. And
drawing
it was
here, but
super hard in the beginning.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It just like didn't connect, the brain, like that my hand is doing something down here and my eyes are going straight forward. It was so
Uh-huh.
strange. Yeah.
So
So
Claudia's
this,
working. You had asked what Claudia was working on. She's working
yeah.
on next week's Adobe Live Illustrator challenges. So
Wow,
she
awesome.
works with us here at Adobe. So very
Love
cool.
to hear
Whoop, whoop.
that. Awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, I also used to work on the Intuos because gosh, I started painting digitally. I think when I was 18 or 19, and started I think with Corel Painter. I think was the first thing I started doing it
I've
on.
never
And
heard of that one,
yeah,
actually.
it's another. Yeah, I feel like they were doing a lot of the like early digital paintbrushes.
Is that a program or is it like a tablet? It's a
It's
program?
a
Oh,
program. It's
okay.
Corel. Yeah, they do Corel Draw. They do some technical stuff too, for like epilogue printers, like laser printers and other things.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, but that back then that was kind of another option. And I think I think it was before Photoshop really came out with some of like the incredible brushes they have now. I mean, you can find
Yeah.
anything, but I think at that time Corel kind of had a lot of really cool painterly brushes. But gosh, comparing any of those brushes to what they have now, it just seems like
It's
it's like,
different.
wow, these are horrible. They all look very
Yeah.
digital.
Yeah, but it's like I was so happy when when Kyle's brushes when come to the
Oh yeah,
Photoshop.
oh yeah.
It was
I feel
just
like
like,
it changed a
yeah,
lot. Yeah.
yeah. I tried everyone, like every single one out on a sheet. I was
Hmm.
like, oh, this one, this one, this one, and
Yeah.
then I just started to have my favorites, and I did this little group of my favorite brushes, kind of.
Yeah.
So we'll use a few of them later on too. And I'll show you why. Because
Yeah,
I'm like super scared of the plain surfaces.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the mouth.
So Enlightened Swami's wondering how many years you actually did do instruction for art.
Is that how?
Like how many years did you? Because I know
study?
you'd gone to RISD and yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I did my design bachelor. So that's 3 years,
Mm-hmm.
and I did this 1 year preparatorial before my design education.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to RISD, and RISD was during my bachelor. So it was an exchange semester.
Oh, very cool.
For about 6 months. And then after I did my bachelor, I actually went to a school here in Stockholm to study like more graphic design, just to broaden myself. So I think it's about, and that was 6 months.
Okay.
This was more like a course.
Yeah. So about 5 years total, right? Four years.
Yeah, 4 or 5, yeah, something like that. Yeah, 5, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
4.5.
Yeah.
If I want to be exact. Yeah.
I know it's really depends. I mean, gosh, I have some friends. I feel like once they finish their bachelor's, then it was going into the master's program, and
yeah,
I feel like some people have it's still doing. It's like they're working professionally and they're still pursuing their education of it. So
yeah.
Yeah, I am currently taking character design courses.
You are?
Yeah, I'm doing this.
I love your characters.
Oh, thank you.
So you're not the teacher? You're like...
Yeah, it's I have done it for a long time and kind of realized that I didn't have any formal training. I had gone to school for illustration and kind of taught myself character design and kind of entertainment design, and kind of realized that I really wanted something formal and structured. I know a lot of people don't, but I work really well with structure. So, and I tend to produce a lot faster and more of it. So it's been really fun. It's this instructor, Nate Ragg, from DreamWorks. Really, really cool course, doing character design for animation. So lots of fun.
Awesome. I would love to do more character based, like learn more about characters, because I think it's like really hard to do that, actually.
It holds a lot of weight, it's whatever you're designing them for, it's gonna carry the story for you. So it can't be can't be done halfway. You really got to make sure that those characters are going to be able to accomplish everything that you need throughout either the film or the book or TV show that you're working on.
Do you have these stories of the characters like ready, and then you go like how do you do that?
It depends, right? Like sometimes, if I'm working with a client, you have a brief. So they give you all that information that you need, like who the character is, where they come from, kind of what their purpose is. But as far as like personal, when I design my own characters, I think some of it is you kind of have an idea. Some of it is you just have an idea of what kind of character you want to design. I want to design a rustic cowboy who's like, it's his last ride, and he's going to be riding off into the sunset, and like, what would he look like? He's been doing this for 35 years, and he's probably been kicked by a horse a few times, and it's funny. You kind of start going through it in your head of, I think that's what I love most is like you said, you're kind of creating your stories around your characters. So
awesome. Okay, I'm just going to do like one more tip, because I just drawn this star, and because I just want to save time, so I'm going to duplicate it and throw it back here. Maybe change just the direction a bit so it doesn't feel like it's the same.
Okay.
Maybe something like that. And I also used to be kind of careful with the lines. Like, for instance, I wouldn't have it like this when it, aligns with the other line, because it kind of disappears.
Okay. Yeah,
So
I don't know.
so I break the lines kind of.
Feel like the my stream is frozen on my side. See if I can.
Oh.
There we go. You're back. Okay.
Oh.
I was missing that little part there.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so no, I just said, should I take it once again?
Yeah, I don't know. It seems to be
This is
freezing on my
something-
end here. I don't know if that's
No.
just me or.
I keep on working.
Yeah. Let's see
Yeah.
if we can get this figured out. Yes, as Wade says, avoid tangents at all costs.
Yeah.
Very important design lesson.
Yeah, totally.
Yep, we still have audio. Okay. Let's see. Looks like you're coming back in.
So am I still frozen?
Yeah, we can. I can hear your audio, but I
No.
can't. The screen, your workspace is seems to be freezing up here. Oh, we're getting little glimpses here and there.
Hmm.
Steve says it looks fine on his end.
That's good.
Maybe it's me. Well, yeah. Keep going. Keep doing what you're doing.
Okay, so I'll just do these circles then.
Perfect.
So to have these perfect circles, I would just use the, I'm not really sure what it's called, but this circle marking tool, kind of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the shape tool.
Yeah, so if I want to keep it like, I really want to have it like a circle and not oval. I don't think it's the correct word, maybe, but I press Shift on the PC, so then it just get like even. Yeah.
Right.
And I think I'll just go with the same layer with this one. Oh.
All right. Well, everything looks like it's working okay again.
Oh, perfect.
All right.
That's
Well,
also
we are. Let's see. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, it wasn't important. You say.
I was just gonna say we're about an hour and 10 minutes in here. I think in about 20 minutes we'll be doing the artist spotlight.
Yeah.
So yeah, around 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, we're gonna hop over to that and spotlight an artist here. If anybody would like to nominate themselves or somebody else to be in the artist spotlight, go ahead and click on the tab Artist Spotlight in the top right of the chat and fill out the form and let us know. And if you're joining us on YouTube, hello. You can also join us on Behance Live on b.net/Adobe Live. We've got Wade, our wonderful moderator here, and come in the chat and ask Anna any questions you guys would like. Yeah, we are doing a boxing still life, which is pretty fun. So this is exciting. It's going to be we're doing this day 2 as well tomorrow.
Yeah, but it will be
Okay.
more like, because this day I'm doing mostly like blocking the colors in.
Mm-hmm.
And for tomorrow, and maybe also like, because I'm soon finished with the blocking, I will start rendering. And that's like the
Right.
part that takes most of the time for me.
Right.
But
Right.
it also makes the illustration pop and, you know,
Yeah. Yeah. It's not, it's tough trying to fit it all in into these 2-hour sessions.
yeah,
So
I'll do my best.
yeah, exactly. We always tell the artists that if you can't get to a finishing point, it's totally fine. A lot of people will post the finished design afterwards, after the stream. So if you can, great. If not, it's not the end of the world. Just watching the process is always awesome.
Yeah. So I'm not sure about the blue line here. I'll just do, because I have like this, when I'm get like unsure of my colors or my contrasts, I used to do like a layer
Mm-hmm.
and I fill it with white. And then I
Mm-hmm.
go to my blending modes and I go to like some of these ones, like I think it's maybe hue and saturation or something
Uh-huh.
on your end, like in
Uh-huh.
English.
Yeah. It
So
get
yeah,
desaturates, turns it into a grayscale.
yeah. So
Yeah.
here, I might be able, like maybe I'll, tweak the colors a bit because it's like
Mm-hmm.
very similar.
Right.
And I was like unsure of this one, this blue, because it's like really dark.
Right.
So it should work, but it's like it gets like really dark when it's on top of the red one. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
not sure if I like that because it feels like it stands out too much of the illustration.
Right.
Like it catches your eye a bit too much. So maybe just, try and change it a bit
Yeah.
just to see how it turns out. And I think like even if this went like really close to the red one, maybe a bit too close, just a little bit calmer, I think,
Mm-hmm.
than the dark one. Because I think it stands out a bit too much. Yeah, I'll try this one. And I'm really not happy with the line either.
Oh man, all these changes we gotta make.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Perfect.
But I think this is better. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's kind of the process too. Is you sometimes you don't know it until you kind of get to it,
Yeah.
and then it doesn't work how you thought it would.
But I think that's kind of fun too, actually. Mm, maybe something like that, I think.
Okay. Yeah, it's nicer. It's
Yeah.
not as harsh.
Yeah. Maybe I'm not sure about that one because it is pretty close to the yellow, the pink and the yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so sometimes this can take a while, with the color thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's get too close to this one. Or maybe I'll just have it that way for this time. We'll see. Okay, so I'm like blocked all the colors,
Mm-hmm.
and now I have to, before I start the rendering part, I will just have like get these lines out. So I think let's start with the boxing gloves. And then I will do everything in our clipping mask.
Okay.
And I will just have it a little bit darker. And I think that's pretty good. Maybe turn this one maybe to 5.
So now you're working in a clipping mask again, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
So for my rendering and like, I will do all in clipping masks.
Okay.
I think I'll start rendering this one actually. So, because
Yeah,
I'm
feel free
scared,
to
like,
jump ahead anywhere
yeah,
because, you know, you can always kind of go. You've got the time in between the streams as well.
yeah,
If you wanted to add anything before we get to tomorrow, please feel
exactly.
free to do that.
Because I'm always scared of like these plain surfaces, and as I'm doing, like, if I'm doing something analog, I'm super scared of the white sheet, like
Yeah.
you, maybe some of you are.
Yes.
So I have like this little trick for myself. It doesn't really, it isn't really visible when it's all done, but it makes me just, gets me started on the piece. So I have this, it's a big square brush, and it looks like something like this. And I have this one. It's an impasto brush, and it looks like something like this when
That's
you
nice.
just draw it. So I used to just do some textures to, smudge up the surface a bit, so it doesn't get that scary. So then it's just easier for me to draw on top of it later. Something like that, maybe. And then I will go back to my brush again. And I will have that one, and I will just do it a little bit darker one more time. So this part is kind of meditative, I think, for me. So I will just, keep drawing my lines.
Yeah, this is the nice part of it where things
Yeah.
start to really come together.
So then I used to, like, often I use the gouache supreme brush when I start doing, because it's a little bit bigger and not as precise as my other, like that I had when I did the outlines. And then I would just do this, like, on the whole piece, and I will use the other one as well when I'm doing like more, when I wanted to tighten it up a bit.
So kind of this mix between like some type of cross hatching rendering.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
And I've tried, different brushes, like cross-hatching brushes, to see if I could save some time, because this is really time consuming.
Right.
But I haven't really found any that, makes the result that I'm after. And I think it's because when I do my strokes, it isn't like that even, and it's have different
Right.
spaces, and it's it's still my
Right.
hand doing all the stuff.
Right.
So, and I really like when it comes alive in a sense that I really enjoy and that I like.
Yeah, and it's kind of, this is what makes it your work.
Yeah.
So it is tough because it takes a lot longer, but yeah, it's hard sometimes for a brush to kind of simulate those personal touches. I really like how delicate it is, though. because it's really
Yeah.
not a big contrast, but
No.
just being able to see it, because at first I wasn't sure either how you were kind of getting those textures.
Yeah. And then I would just, because this is like, I will do more here, like with darker
Mm-hmm.
colors,
Right, right.
but I'm like working my way down, and then I will apply my lighter colors on the top to make
Mm-hmm.
things really pop and get the volume.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that style. It's like it's a slow build, which is, how
Yeah.
you do it with colored pencils as well. There's a lot of
Yeah.
layering. It is kind of like this slow buildup of material or medium to kind of get those really dark darks.
Yeah. Because I used to work like in oils and gouache and stuff
Mm-hmm.
before. So I think I'm kind of used to, um, working with like this, subtle, they say subtle, like
Subtle, yeah.
nuances. Yeah, yeah, subtle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, subtle
Um,
nuances, yeah.
yeah, and just, but it like build my image.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, gouache is one of those mediums that I don't think people realize how incredible it is if
Yeah.
used right. Um, there's something, the colors you can get from gouache paint are pretty awesome.
Yeah, and I
Like
like it. I mean, I love how you can have almost this velvet finish, like they're
mm-hmm.
so matte. Do you say matte?
Yes,
Yeah.
but yeah, matte, and it's funny though because it is a very matte finish, but the colors are really like luminous. Like it just,
Yeah.
they're vibrant. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
feel flat. Like there's just a lot of color there. That's surprising.
Yeah.
Then with acrylics, you kind of have to add medium to it to get
Yeah.
kind of those brighter colors. But with gouache, are really nice. And I love I remember mixing it was always like, make it like melted ice cream. That was kind of
Yeah. That's a
to
really
really
good
get
tip,
those.
actually.
Yeah, I love it. And so it'd always be like, as we were mixing it and trying to get it to that right, just that right texture was, yeah, melted ice cream.
Yeah. So I used to, use it as if it was like oils, but you have
Mm-hmm.
to work like really quick and fast
Yeah,
because it
because
dries
you're
super
right, it
fast.
dries
Yeah.
fast, and it's not as it's kind of like watercolor or tempera paints, where it's not really opaque, like really opaque. So
No.
it's going to absorb a lot of those colors. So you do have to do some kind of planning ahead of time for sure with
Yeah.
gouache. I for a few years I went to the community college here in Pasadena, PCC,
Mhm.
and every year they would have an artist in residence because they have a great art department there. Because a lot of people will go on to Art Center and some of these other Cal Arts. And we had this artist, and I don't know if you've heard of him, but Sid Mead, and they kind of call him like the godfather of like sci-fi, like film. He designed Blade Runner and Short Circuit and some of these other a lot of films in the 80s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. But he worked almost exclusively in gouache.
Wow.
And he did a gallery show at the end of his residency, and it was just unreal, like what he
That's
could paint.
cool.
And you'd see these big, beautiful strokes, and you're like, he just did that, just one.
Yeah.
That was just like a one stroke, and it's just like,
That's
and this
incredible.
is all before digital art, and he's just
Yeah.
creating these epic sci-fi landscapes and characters. But
That's
that
really
really,
cool.
yeah, that's when gouache kind of blew my mind.
Yeah. And it can be like a pretty tricky medium sometimes.
Oh, it's, yeah, really finicky, but yeah, I always say on here, it's like, it's really important to kind of get your hands on some real materials and do some traditional stuff, The digital
Yeah.
stuff is so important, and you should definitely, you know, learn these programs. It's going to help you so much in your journey. But, you know, don't forget to hop off the computer once in a while and sketch in your sketchbook or do a painting outside, or it all kind of
Yeah.
helps in the end.
It feels like you uses your eyes almost differently, or you see something like it's hard to explain. Like when you do something analog, I think
Yeah, it's
it's
like the
different.
difference between doing figure drawing in person or doing it
Yeah,
from a photograph. You're just gonna, when you're in person, it's like there's another individual in there posing for you.
yeah,
You're in a classroom. You can kind of walk around the figure and see how the volumes are turning and the shape. Where in a
yeah,
photo, it's just a flat, you know, image, so you can only get so much from it.
absolutely. And I think that because when I was at RISD, I took these painting classes, and we did a lot of this. I don't know if it's the same word in English, but like croquis, like it's a person like modeling, and you know, stand in a circle around the person, and you know,
Yeah, that would just be like nude figure drawing.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
like
it
life
was really
drawing or.
exactly, and I think it was so great. Like, that's when I started to understand like color
Mm-hmm.
and like shadows and what color shadows. Like, I never use black, for example, in my shadows.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, if there is a shadow like green or is it blue, purple, um, yeah, I think it was super helpful.
Yeah, because I don't think a lot of people realize how much information is in the shadows, right?
Yeah,
There's so much going on there, and that definitely painting, doing oils. That was always like the number one. It's like, don't use black. Like,
yeah,
anything but black. Make your own black. Like, mix whatever you can, but never just use
yeah,
black out of a tube. You know, unless it's a style or something that you really want to integrate. But it was always stay away from it. You know.
yeah. Because you used to like mix the black. I think it was like with raw umber and maybe indigo blue, I
Mm-hmm.
think.
Mm-hmm.
So then you have this really, really dark color, but it isn't, you know, pitch black.
Right. There's a different richness to it.
Yeah,
I like how you were turning the saturation off as well. It's good to kind
yeah,
of get that grayscale look, and that helps a lot with composition. If
yeah,
sometimes the colors can be too distracting for you, or if you're not as, like you said, if starting out, if you're not as good with color, it's kind of good to use grayscale to help you as well.
hmm,
All right, so we're about 3 minutes out, and then we're gonna do the artist spotlight, just
awesome.
to let you know.
Sounds perfect.
Okay. And when you're choosing your darker colors, are you just kind of going down on your slider? Are you just kind of using
Yeah,
kind of like a shade, just darkening it just a little bit?
yeah. I'm just
Okay.
darkening it a bit. And
Okay.
then like for tomorrow, I will just show you because because if this was like a traditional piece with like
Mm-hmm.
oils, I probably would use like maybe some green or some blue, like
Right.
you have these different pigments in
Some
it.
kind of, yeah, cooler,
It's,
darker shade.
yeah, but when I do like digital, I just do like it's kind of monochrome, and then I will
Yeah.
have some stuff that really pops and makes it feel more alive, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But that's for tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'll
Cliffhanger.
do that.
Yeah.
Stick around. Come back tomorrow.
Yeah. So now I've just changed my brush to this smaller one.
Is this for just a little bit of the tighter detail or tighter
Yeah.
textures?
And maybe I'll just do it a little bit more darker here.
Well, when you get to a stopping point, just let me know, and then we can switch over to our artist spotlight.
We can do it right there.
Okay. Yeah, we're good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, it is now 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, and we are going to be doing our artist spotlight. And it's special for me because we're doing one today and tomorrow. We usually do it on the second day, but we are doing it on both days. And I believe our artist spotlight today is Tilda Mårtenson. Am I saying that name correctly?
Yeah, that's perfect.
And let's see, do you have her page?
Yeah, I can see. I can get it up here.
Yeah, please. And is Tilda also from Sweden?
Yeah,
Or what is
she
Tilda?
is.
Yeah.
She's in the southern of Sweden, in Malmö.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, please, introduce her and let us know a little bit about her work, and then we can kind of focus on some cool pieces that we like and hype them up.
Absolutely. Yeah. So she's an illustrator in Sweden, and she's doing like this. I think it's like she's doing it digital, but I think it's a really nice touch of the analog feeling in her work.
Yes.
Because I really love her lines. And she uses like kind of simple shapes, but still gets this like message through. And I think it's like really comes alive.
It's like it's almost like a forced perspective kind of feel.
Yeah.
It's I really like it.
Yeah, I love it. And this one, I think it's like almost like a riso print. You know, when you have this red with the green, and it gets just like this other color. Yeah, and I really like it's almost because I think she's really good with like characters and to get the the expressions. And I will show you like when we get back.
Yeah, I like all the transparent layers. Like you said, it feels like a silk screen almost, or like a the print.
So I think it's just really, really nice. And I think it's really like all her pieces are really warm. And it just makes you happy. Oh, so this is Malmö, where she lives. So this is like a map, yeah. And like she has this cool. Almost like it's, crayon kind of feeling.
Yeah, it's like this crayon pastel kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And you're right, they are really even using a lot of cool colors. It's kind of like the warmer side of them.
Yeah. And it's like, because I really, really love her characters. Like the expressions, even like for the dog and the cat. I think it's this, what was it? Subtle. Yeah, subtle expressions that really makes it. Yeah. And I think she's also like really good at, picture books. So this is The Three Little Pigs, I think it's in English.
Oh,
Are you familiar with that? It's like
The Three Little Pigs,
So this just...
So is this book published?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, awesome.
So it's really, really nice. So it's like a new take, like for the book. And I really like...
it's a really cool style. It almost has like a cutout feel too.
Yeah.
Like a cutout paper.
Because she was like doing a lot of analog work before, and I think it really shows that she knows how to do that. And I think she's just translated it so good into the digital world. And also that it's like, it isn't like black, it's brown, and it really makes it also, have this soft feeling. Instead of if it was black, it would be much harsh.
Right.
And like these little details, the ants. And I just love this guy.
Yeah, no,
It's just
these are
so
really great.
so nice. Yeah. And like also the
That yeah,
expressions on
that
this
was yeah.
small, um, yeah, I think it's delightful.
And she does looks like she does some animation, some kind of
Yeah,
motion graphics as well, which is really cool.
a cat party. They're
I
so
kind of
cute.
love that. Yeah.
I know she loves cats too.
Who doesn't love cats?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think it's just so, they're so cute.
Yeah, really nice color balance. Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
this little dove.
they're so cute. And the blue and the orange together is just so
Mm-hmm.
nice. And I also like, um, I just have to show you because she's like doing ceramics as well.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And I think you can really see like her style, how it translates even into the ceramics. I think it's so awesome to see.
Yeah, which ceramics is not the easiest
Yeah,
medium to work in, and actually, in doing this kind of stuff is it could look not great pretty easily, and she
yeah,
really captures those same little personalities that she
yeah,
has in her illustrations.
yeah. I think
These
it's
are really
amazing.
beautiful. Yeah,
Yeah, I love them.
beautiful website as well.
Yeah, it's very
Really
clean.
showcases the art. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, it's really like their own characters and they have
Mm-hmm.
their own personalities. I just love these so much.
Let's see. Is there anything else? Now, does she do? Looks like she has some package design as well.
Yeah, further down.
Let's see.
So for this one, for example, and I think it's really good to this as well. I also get like this analog feeling.
Mm-hmm.
I think she has this let's see. I think this is also like really smart. Like how she's doing the background with just strokes. And she has this off-white background,
Oh, I can hear you, but I think you're
but you can't see
the
me.
feed's
No,
freezing
no,
again.
it has frozen.
I know. I can still hear
Okay,
your audio though.
okay. So
But I think we should have.
what?
I think Wade has got her Instagram. Okay, I think you're back. I know Wade has got her Instagram up there. Okay, yes, you're back. I think with the
Because I can see
packaging.
like the soya
Yeah, we can see it
packaging.
now.
Because
Yeah,
I'm
awesome.
yeah, but I'm in a different picture actually.
Oh,
I think it's maybe a bit
you
delayed.
are ahead of it. You are further in time.
Yeah,
You're in the future. I'm
yeah,
sorry that you have to come back to the past with
yeah,
this.
yeah. Sorry.
Um, but yeah,
This
Tilda
is like the
has gorgeous, gorgeous work.
yeah. You should totally look her out.
Yes, please look her up. I believe it's her name is her website, Tilda
Yeah,
Mårtenson.
and
I
also
know Wade
like
will put the links in the chat for everybody. Oh yeah, this is. Did
I
you want to
think
say
it's
something about
showing
this?
now the
Yeah.
one with the lines in the background,
Yes.
and I
Yes.
think it's like really smart. Um, how she's done that. I'll see if
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. There's a playfulness to it. There's a simplicity, and
Yeah,
this is actually really hard to do.
yeah, it
It
is.
could.
It's super, super
It's
hard.
yeah to really make it work and feel this put together. But all the little
Yeah,
story elements are great.
yeah. Like this frog, it was on the top of
Yeah.
um
The little
the
crown.
furniture before. So it's just like it happens, this small stuff in the background that you can see
Mm-hmm.
if you look like several times. And I think it's just
Yeah.
super smart how she's done this.
Yeah. These are really beautiful.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Oh yes, the cat and the
Yeah.
iPad.
Yeah, I think this is awesome.
Very cool.
This is also meant for a picture book.
Yeah, these are beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, well, very exciting. Tilda Mårtenson.
Yeah,
Everyone should go check her work out. Very beautiful.
absolutely.
Um, I can see how you probably both really love each other's artwork, a very similar analog feel, really playful. So
Yeah.
thank you, Tilda. Very excited to see your work, and everyone, please go check out her stuff. All right. Well, we want to get back. We got about another, probably about 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and then we
Yeah.
can wrap up for day one.
Awesome. So I'll just continue with the rendering then.
Yeah, let's do it.
Is there someone watching that also do these cross-hatching techniques? I would be super interested to know.
It's a good question. Anna's wondering if anybody else is using cross-hatching in their work.
Because I actually was doing, when I did the preparatory art school, I
Uh-huh.
did some etching, this when you have these copper plates.
Yeah, yeah.
And this was like, you have to kind of do the cross-hatching kind of
Right.
technique. Like it's just felt like, natural.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was about there when I, started to do it like on everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of started to see the results.
Yeah. And I really liked it. And I like the process of doing it as well.
Yeah, I took a lithography course, which was
Okay.
really mind-blowing because we were
Yeah.
working on, million-year-old limestone and doing
Isn't
all
that kind of
kinds of.
scary too?
It's
Or
crazy, yeah, because you can
yeah.
crack the block, and you're using this old press. It's all
Yeah.
hand done, and kind of all the chemical reactions that have to go just right, and
Yeah.
but very. I would say I learned a lot as well with rendering because you're using a special wax pencil
Mm-hmm.
um, to draw on this, and so it is a very slow process because you can kind of erase, but not really. Like there's ways to do it, but it's that kind of slow rendering and kind of a lot of that cross hatching and building of
Yeah.
values.
But can you like reuse the stone when you're have used it, or how does it work? Because I've never
Yeah,
done
you
that
sand
kind of
it.
stuff.
You
Okay.
sand it down. So you kind of sand away the image and then you redo it.
It's like a lot
So,
of work then.
oh my gosh, it's so much work. And
Yeah.
the limestone doesn't last forever, right? Because you're
Yeah.
constantly sanding it down. But yeah, it's pretty incredible. I was like, I can never work this way. It's just, but the prints you get are the textures are unique to that process because
Mm-hmm.
there's all these tiny little mountains and valleys, and so it creates
Yeah.
this kind of this perfect little texture on your prints that are really beautiful.
That's cool. I
Yeah,
love
that was a pretty cool
textures.
one. So this is kind of fun because is this something where it's like as you're doing it, you kind of get to a stopping place with each rendering? Like does it feel like it's something you kind of like, you're kind of slowly molding it and shaping it into where you
Yeah,
want it to
kind of.
be?
Yeah. It is. And then it's like the hard thing will be when I'm going to the second one, this one, to get it kind of similar.
Right,
But
right.
I figured it out.
Yeah, it's like you try to kind of match that process.
Yeah. It just
But yeah,
like,
it is tough when you're using different size brushes and you're doing the whole
yeah.
steps. Yeah.
But sometimes it's just like you need to trust your eye kind of and your gut,
Mm-hmm.
I think,
Yeah.
and just do it. And it doesn't have to be super perfect,
Mm-hmm.
but almost.
Doesn't have to be perfect.
Yeah,
Nothing's
I know.
perfect.
Yeah, I know.
Even though we all want it to be.
Yeah, but you know that feeling, and you never get,
Mm-hmm.
satisfied, and you can just do it forever, kind of,
Oh yeah.
because it
I
can't get
always
perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. Always by the time I'm done with anything I'm working on, I'm like ready to throw it in the trash can.
Yeah. Oh, I would
Like, all right,
like,
I'm done.
how is your process looking like when you begin, like in the beginning, are you like, oh, this will be awesome, and then it will be like, this look like crap, and then it would be like, oh no, this is really good actually. Like, how does the process look like for you?
Yeah. Oh no, there's a bunch of back and forth. I
Yeah.
think I'm not as confident with my colors, and so the blocking in process can be kind of tough for me because I'm trying to imagine. I do so much rendering that I always try to kind of imagine what it's going to be like. Okay, these are base colors. Like a lot of this is going to change, or so yeah, there's a lot of up and downs. Like the emotional roller coaster of a
Yeah.
painting. Where
I'm in
you
this
think you
spot right
think
now.
you're holding on tight and you're gonna make it to the end, but you're like, wait, is that really the right choice, or is it
Yeah.
really gonna look good in the end? So
It's just a terrible feeling, but I think it's kind of happens to most of us.
yeah,
Because I'm,
you would think doing it over and over again, you would trust yourself to be able to recreate it, but there's always that
yeah,
sneaking doubt of like, can I do this again?
yeah, it is. And I'm like in that spot right now where I feel like I won't be able to do this. Like this doesn't look good, but it's I would just have it that way and maybe
Well,
come back to it later.
the in between time is my favorite time when I'm a guest on here. Is it allows me to kind of collect my thoughts, do a little bit of catch up work if I don't think I'm going to have enough for the next stream. I kind of
Mm-hmm.
figure a little more stuff out off camera. And that way too, you can do that. And then, tomorrow at day 2, you could just recap it with us.
Yeah.
So, work as much as you want on this, get as far as you want to feel comfortable with day 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an issue, but
That's
that's
awesome.
kind of when I like to make myself feel a little more at ease, because day 1 can be stressful and you're not sure how far you're going to get. So,
Yeah.
but it looks great so far. I mean,
Oh,
I
thank
love
you.
it.
Oops.
And is the background going to stay white, or is there any texture to the background, or how does that?
No, I think I will have it just white actually.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But I will bring some textures on top of the finished artwork later on.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it will
Gotcha.
make it even more um, analog, I think,
Yeah.
and more
No,
interesting.
definitely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been doing that a lot more lately. And I didn't
Yeah, I
for a
think,
while. And I started to realize, I was like, what do I love about all these other, concept works and characters? I was
yeah.
like, oh, there's layers on top that are
Hmm.
creating that texture, that feel, that paper. So definitely been doing that a lot more.
Yeah. I think that's a great way to also like understand your own work is by, looking at others and like,
Mm-hmm.
try to figure out like what do I like about this piece, or and as you said, like, oh, they use this kind of textures, and then you
Mm-hmm.
can go, okay, so how can I do mine, or like how could I apply that kind of like thinking on my own work,
Right, right.
to get inspired.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's something I try to do. I try to do it. It's like I don't want to do it too much, right? It's like with reference. I don't want to get
Yeah.
so much that it's influencing everything I do, but
Yeah.
it is good before you start, or maybe if you get stuck, to kind of remind yourself what you like, what you're aiming for, get
Yeah.
inspired by other people's work. I think it's important.
And for me, it was also like this color thing, because I was doing really like desaturated pieces before.
Mm-hmm.
And I, when I looked into like art books or, other illustrators, I had to, start to think about like, why do I like this piece? And I just
Mm-hmm.
realized that everyone is using a lot of colors and bright
Mm-hmm.
colors. And I was like, maybe I should try to do more color. So yeah, and I really enjoyed it. And it was like, but it was kind of scary to do that, but
Yeah.
it was really helpful, I think.
Yeah. Well, it is now 11:20 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I think in the next few minutes we can wrap up here. So if you get to a stopping point, Anna,
Mm-hmm.
Becca Smith says, side note, love Anna's haircut.
Oh,
So there you go.
thank
It's not just
you.
the artwork they're loving.
Thanks. I think it's called like a shag
Yeah,
haircut. Yeah.
we believe you. I don't Robert Wennerberg also wanted to add that he was talking about a brush earlier. It's called Maddie, or maybe Maddie is the artist. It's her Environment One brush, and it's a line texture. So maybe we can get that
Okay.
later, or Robert
I would
can
love to know more about
put
that
a
one.
link to that or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's always cool looking and seeing new texture brushes.
Yeah, I love that. Thanks for the tip.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Robert. Well, I think in the next minute here we'll wrap up.
Yeah, sure.
So if you want to just kind of go through what we did today and kind of what our day one was, and then we
Yeah,
could talk a little bit about what day two will entail.
absolutely. So today I've been doing this, starting on this sports illustration with a boxing theme. I started like with my sketch that looked like this. Just,
Mm-hmm.
doing a kind of a rough sketch and just placing some colors out. And then I just blocking in the colors in different layers. And now I've started rendering, like doing my cross hatching or hatch crossing, I'm not sure.
Yeah, cross hatching, you
Yeah.
got it.
In like different values, and I'll do some lighter on top, and make it pop even more.
Yeah, awesome. And then so day two is going to be a lot of the rendering and kind of really going
Yeah,
into all
yeah,
these
it is.
shapes.
Yeah,
Okay.
and like and in the end, I would think I would do like these finishing touches that I really think makes the artwork pop, and bring some textures, and just so you can see the difference if you bring textures or not textures. So
Well, awesome. Yeah,
yeah.
this is a great day one. I mean, how are you feeling? Wasn't too bad, right?
No, but I'm super sweaty.
I know.
So
Like I
warm in
said,
it.
thankfully the camera is above our
Yeah,
armpits. So,
yeah. And everyone been
well,
just so kind.
yeah. Oh, it's always awesome having everybody on here and chat. Everybody there, you've all been amazing. This was day one with Anna Pers Bräcke, right, from
Yeah.
Sweden. Amazing designer, painter, illustrator. Anna and I will be back tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for part two. Join us as she draws a boxing still life using Photoshop. Also, tune into our new creative boot camp with Andrew Hockrattle. He shows you how to use InDesign for beginners, learn how to create publications that stand out using the basic tools. Also, following the bootcamp, join Fergie for a mobile app design live stream at noon Pacific. So please, everybody, come back tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to join Anna and I for day two of the Boxing Still Life. Thank you, everybody, for being here. It was wonderful having you on, Anna, and we'll see you all
Thank you so
tomorrow.
much. Yeah.
All right, bye,
Thank
everyone.
you. Bye.